Yeah, U3, live from the underground.
Yo, it's your girl DJ Baby Blue Diamond, and you tune in to U3, Underground, Unsigned, and Unknown. And we have a Cali native in the building, Mark Mandino. What it do?
Hey,
Let's talk about
what's
your
up?
name, because you had a different couple names before you decided to stick with Mark Mandino, from what I've
I
heard.
did, yeah, I did.
So how'd you come up
So
with the other names, and what sparked the name change to stay with this name?
well, okay, like in the late '90s, I had a group, and we were kind of like, if you were to compare it to anything current, we were kind of like Odd Future. So we
Okay.
were real weird, and we wanted to do at that time like Puffy, and the whole like Jiggy era was kind of popping. And we wanted to do the total opposite of that. So we had these weird names. So I chose. I had a teacher, and her last name was McBrien, and I was like, that sounds like McBrain. So then I don't know. I opened up a dictionary, and then I was like, okay, what goes with McBrain? And then it was I came across the word monkey shine. So so my name, I put the two together, and my first rap name ever was Monkey Shine McBrain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then as I got older, I was like, that's a little too weird. So I had a shut up, go in the room, Chihuahuas. I'm at my girlfriend's house. She has two Chihuahuas. So then I was going to the studio in West Long Beach, and the engineer used to call me McNizzle. Oh no, let's fast forward to that. So I took the Mc, I stuck with the monk because I'm half Chinese and I was rocking the bald head. So I was like, maybe I should abbreviate it. So then it was I took the monk, and then I chose the name Monk McNasty. But then I got tired of people calling, hey, McNasty. Like I don't want to, be
Yeah.
nasty. It's like too. It's like sound like some porno shit. So I was like, eh. My engineer. Let's fast forward back to what I was saying. Is that my engineer in Long Beach, he used to call me McNizzle for sure. He didn't like saying McNasty. I was glad that he did it. So I was like, oh, that's a cool handle. So Monk McNizzle. And then after that, I came across this book because I've been in sales for a long time. I've been selling everything from bootleg CDs and DVDs, sold cars, uh, you name it. So I was reading this sales book I got. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World, and it's by an author named Og Mandino, spelled O-G Mandino. And I was like, Mandino's a cool name. It goes with the monk. So then
Yeah.
I became Monk Mandino because, sales and, what I'm saying? I feel like every rapper is pretty much a salesman in his own right
Yeah.
anyway. Whether you're like selling like a lifestyle, you're selling product, you're selling whatever, you know what I mean? So Monk Mandino that stuck, and I probably won't change it after this. I like my handle right
Do you feel like that is a name to live up to since you chose that last name from an author? Do you feel like you have a lot to live up to with that name?
now. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I chose it, because it's like all the stuff I've been doing. I've been recording so much music, and I put so much stuff out there. So now it's time to kind of like sell it. Now it's time to cash in. It's time to smell the flowers, so to speak.
Now, you are from the West Coast
Yep.
with
All day,
that
West Los
West
Angeles.
Coast sound that we grew up listening to.
Right.
Do you feel like that sound is slowly being overpopulated by this new sound that's coming out with the youngins, or the sound that we grew up is still there?
It's there. It's there, but then it's there and it's not there. It depends on the artist really, but recently a couple of cats brought that sound back. Like Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Nipsey Hussle brought it back. He was doing
Yeah,
some real West Coast sound and stuff. Dom Kennedy, like
yeah,
dudes like that have been pretty. They've been sticking to the traditional sound. G Perico, um, they've been sticking to the sound, but it's still modified. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's still modified. It's it's a little like cleaner sounding and bigger sounding now. I think with the the new technology that's being used and everything like that, and the programs like Avid and a lot of stuff that young producers, you know what I mean? A lot of them aren't really using outboard gear and keyboards and stuff like that. So it's losing some of its warmth, but at the same time, it's sounding bigger. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being that you are mixed with African American and Chinese, do people look at you sometimes and judge you before they listen to your music? Do you ever get that? Or not yet?
I don't know. Maybe I don't notice it as much, but I never really. I mean, I identify. It's probably because I identify more with my black side, being that I wasn't like my mom's she's a first generation Chinese, so I wasn't taught like the Chinese language. I wasn't really taught the culture. Everything I know about Chinese culture, I actually learned mainly on my own.
Gotcha.
So, because I tried to go back and delve into that when I was staying in Oakland. I stayed in Oakland for 7 years, and there's a big Asian community out there, and I was close by it. So I kind of learned more out there, but I identify more with with blacks or black culture. So maybe it was happening and I just didn't really notice it that much. But I do get asked like what nationality, and it's weird. I'm kind of like a racial chameleon because like based on like if I have some weight on me, like when I'm a big guy, I think I'm a Pacific Islander. Like if I would put like 50 more pounds on,
they
I
probably
get
from Hawaii
like all the time. Yeah, like there's a lot of Pacific Islanders in the Bay and in LA. And so a lot of times I'll be in Long Beach or I'll be like in Compton or something like that, and they'd always come up to, hey, you Samoan? And they get mad when I told them I wasn't. They'd be like, oh, damn, it's not what it was. So, but
I can see that. That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, and then Filipino. People think I'm Filipino a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes they think I'm like black and Mexican, or some of that nature. So I get hit up about nationality a lot.
Now that you are living in New Mexico, how is the music scene down there? I know it's very different from Cali.
I couldn't even tell you. Since I've been out here, I got a home recording studio, so I make all my music at the crib now, and I send it off to get mixed and mastered and everything like that because all my connections are still back in California. I've only been out here a year. So as far as the music scene, there's a dude I sold cars with that I consider like my best friend. His name's Deezy, and he kind of like took me to some studios, and he had a crew. What were they called? They're called God something. I can't forget. I'd love to give him a shout out right now. It's my homeboy TJ, aka Deezy, and he was a strip club DJ out here. He DJ'd all the strip clubs, and that got kind of played out for him. So he started selling cars with me.
Yeah.
And what are they called? God Gang. God Gang. There you go. Shout out God Gang. But that's pretty much all because I was working real hard. I wasn't really engulfing myself in the scene out here. And so I couldn't really tell you. And then COVID hit, so now ain't nobody going nowhere. Yeah, but I like to see I heard they have a cool little scene out here, believe it or not. Santa Fe and Albuquerque. So I'd like to get out there and see what they do.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many artists coming from New Mexico, so.
Well, Exhibit's originally, I think, from New Mexico. Or he lived out here. He grew up in New Mexico and then he went to LA to, do his thing.
No, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
I'm like Exhibit in reverse.
I did not know. How's this COVID been treating you, though? I know you really can't do much, but you say you have a home studio, so I know you're still recording.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm recording like crazy.
Do you make beats? Do you make your own beats?
Nope. But I have a plethora of producers I work with.
Nice.
So yeah. The new stuff, I'm working on a project. I got a project out right now. It's on all streaming sites and on Bandcamp under a Mandino music. It's called Frog Tape. And it's like the best of all my older stuff. But I've been recording for so long, I got hundreds of songs. So it's like compiled into like the best 16 songs that I ever did, I think, and then it has like bonus tracks. So if you like were to grab it, you notice some of the songs like 8 minutes because it has like bonus material on it. So all in actuality, it's about 20. It might be like 20, 23 tracks altogether with the bonus tracks, and that's out floating around right now. And then I'm working on. I got my little cousin who just graduated from Morehouse. He makes beats, and I've been telling him we need to do something for a long time because he got that new sound, and he spent some time in LA, and he knows what to make for me.
Yeah.
So all the new beats and stuff that you probably heard is him. His name is Synth. He goes by Synth Poppy out in Atlanta. So we got like damn near 35 songs done since the COVID thing.
When you plan on dropping your new project? Do you have a release date?
Soon. It's pretty much ready. I'm just working on the cover. My man Arian is doing the cover for me. And then I'll put it out. So
Yeah.
I'd say if not early September, my birthday is September 4th. So I like to
Virgo in the house, September 8th.
Virgo, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. Virgo gang, yeah. Hell yeah. It's funny too, because a lot of the people I work with closely are Virgo.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm dropping another project with my man Chris Clark out of LA. He's from the west side of LA like me, and he's a producer and he raps. So we're gonna have that. It's called The Bug Out Part 2. There's already a Part 1 out, and I've been hounding him like, you gotta get me on Part 2. So we pretty much did the whole thing together, and that's I recorded that at the house too. So
now the tape that you have out now with all your older stuff, the Fog tape. How'd you come up with that name? What'd you name it that?
It's a dedication of my pops. He passed in 2014, and it has him on the cover. So if you check it out, it'll be him on the cover, me as a baby, and we had a sheepdog named Scorpio.
Aww.
And the dog was a Scorpio too. That's why his name is Scorpio. But yeah, so it's a dedication to him, pretty much. Frog tape, because that was his nickname growing up. They called him Frog.
Nice. Now, for people who haven't heard your music, what kind of music would they be listening to? What kind of style? I know you have that typical West Coast, but we're gonna get like some club joints, some joints for the ladies.
You gonna get everything, but you're gonna get it through my lens.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I mean, I'm a certified weirdo, so you are gonna get like topics. I got a song. I was born the same birthday as Beyonce, so I got a song that it's like an open letter to Beyonce, and it's called Beyonce. It's called B. So that's on there. I got a song called Christopher Columbus, all about booty. That was actually produced by my cousin Synth Poppy on the Frog tape. And what else? All kind of stuff. I got a song about being an escort driver. I used to drive escorts in LA and in Arizona for a while, working for escort agencies and stuff like that. So
stories.
there's a whole story on that. I do a lot of, I tell a lot of stories. I got one about guns called Expensive Heat. What else? I lived in Arizona for a while. My gun collection was amazing out there, so I had to dedicate a song to it. What else? I got a song about Tai Chi. I tapped into my Asian side and did a song about Tai Chi.
So what do you think about the Asian music that's coming out now, the Chinese music, the BTS and all them, what they call K-pop and all that? Or the trap Asian and stuff?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Your phone ringing. What do I think about it? I really don't think about it. That's not my bag,
Yeah, you don't really listen to that.
But unfortunately, because if I should have got, my pops used to tell me like, hey, you heard this K-pop shit, you should get into that. Your Asian ass, you should get into the K-pop shit.
I'm telling you, that Asian trap, I play that because I'm a DJ. So when I play that in the club, they might not know what they're saying, but they hear that beat and they just be like, "Oh my God, this is the best. Who is this?" And I'm like,
I do need to exploit my Asian side more.
Yeah.
I agree. I should exploit it more.
Yeah.
I had a album that never came out. It was with my buddy Philip, and it was called Blackie Chan, like Jackie Chan, but Blackie Chan. And I was kind of working towards that, like exploiting that side, but I don't know. It never came out for whatever reason. But maybe I'll go back and figure that out. Yeah.
I like that. That's dope. Are we gonna
But
get some music videos from
There's Asian cats coming out of Long Beach too. Like you got the stupid young dude and all that. You heard of him? Yeah.
Oh.
And then you got on the East Coast, you got the China Mac dude. So Asians are
Yeah, I've heard of
part
China.
of my Asian people, because Asian, that's something you really didn't hear about at all. You know, you got like mixers though. Like motherfuckers do be mixed. You know, like the what's his name? Anderson .Paak. He's half Korean. He's a half Korean black dude. And then you got Pharrell. Pharrell's like has some kind of Asian.
Yeah, he's mixed
You
too.
got and then Tyga. So you got a lot of halves.
Yeah.
You know, like a full like Asian motherfucker coming.
But they don't really tap into their side either, which I feel like they should. They don't really tap into that side too much.
Yeah, I guess it's just not. Yeah. Yeah, Asian culture is weird. It's kind of Asian culture kind of goes against like, you know, being out in the front and being the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of counter. I don't know what's the word. Counterintuitive as far as culture. But yeah, I agree. It should be. But I got the Tai Chi song. Oh, and underlying like there's an underlying theme to the album. So all the hidden track, not all the hidden tracks, but most of them is an album by Horace Silver. It's a jazz musician. It's called A Song for My Father. That's what the album was called. So I mixed that in with the frog tape and pops on the cover. That's how it kind of all blends together as a tribute album for my pops.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you with the jazz, West Coast.
Yeah, because jazz was a big influence on me growing up too. Pops played a lot of jazz, a lot of Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Etta James. She's not considered jazz, but like Etta James.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
you got a nice little mixture of culture in you. That's good. With the
got a little gumbo in it.
That's a dope feel. Are we gonna get some music videos from you?
I got music videos.
Are we gonna get some new ones? I know COVID is stopping everything kind of hard.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I plan on doing. I was talking to my buddy actually about making some lyric videos because that doesn't really require much.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely need some new visuals. So I got about 6 videos out now. You can catch them on YouTube. Just type in Monk Mandino, and they'll pop up. But and I was actually, when I was in Oakland, I was going to school for multimedia. So most of this is like shot or at least edited by me. It's hard to shoot yourself, so they're shot by other people, but a lot of them are edited by me.
Okay. So is that something you want to pursue?
I love editing. Yeah, editing. I don't like shooting. That's like too much pressure. But editing is kind of like where you get to tell the story, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like an extension of what I already do. Like I'm not the dopest effects guy, so I do need to like outsource for that type of stuff. I know what I don't like doing, and that stuff is tedious. But as far as like chopping stuff up and editing, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dope.
Hopefully we can see some more of your editing skills in the future. I know it's going to be very dope. What's next for you? What else would you want to do besides that, editing? Are you trying to be an actor, modeling, trying to get into that? Get some clothing line from you?
Acting. I like acting. Acting would be cool. I used to do a lot of extra work when I was in LA. There was a Central Casting. It was like this big organization. I've been in like, what's it called? What's that movie with Adam Sandler? I was an extra on that. Longest Yard.
Oh.
It's just stuff most LA people do at some point in their life just because it's so easy.
So if I go back and watch it, I'm gonna see you?
I'm not in focus, but I am in one scene in the prison. There's a prison scene, and they're like in the mess hall, and I'm eating.
Oh,
And
okay.
you see my side profile, the do-rag on, and I'm talking with my hands like this to my buddy.
I'm gonna look out. I'm gonna watch it again and look out for you.
But I'm not in focus. That's the only problem. Yeah, he might be able to make me out. I don't know.
I'm like, I know him.
Yeah.
How was it being on that set?
Longest, it was dope. It was real dope. Adam Sandler came up to me and actually, well, not just me, but he came up to everybody and shook their hands, like even the extras. It was cool. You know, Chris Rock was cool. Tracy Morgan was real cool. He was a drag queen in that movie.
Yeah.
And he was cracking jokes on everybody because like people were like looking at him like, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck you looking at? Yada yada. He'd be like, but yeah, he was just cracking jokes. Like they had another scene where they were doing the cheerleading, and some of the people in the audience were talking shit to him, and he was like, you ain't got nothing in your refrigerator but roach eggs and pink medicine, motherfucker. He was going in, he was like, you Rumpelstiltskin looking motherfucker. But dressed in full drag, it was hilarious.
Yeah. I know that had to be a dope set to be on.
It was good times. Yeah, they filmed the football scene at El Camino College, and then the prison scene was in at Warner Brothers Studios.
Oh, nice.
And I think Burbank. Yeah. So yeah, acting. Yeah. Acting. I write screenplays. My dad, he came up like during the blaxploitation era.
Yeah.
And so he helped with movies like writing for like Sweetback's Badass Song, which was like a real revolutionary movie as far as like for black folks back in the day. And so I guess that shit's in my blood. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't wait to see your screenplays on TV. I know that's gonna happen. I know you're gonna do great things in music. I listened to a couple of your songs, so I'm liking what I hear so far. I love that West Coast sound. Plus, people West Coast, they support my station heavily. But
right on.
I love that West Coast sound, West Coast, East Coast sound that we grew up in the 90s listening to. I like it. I don't like too much the new stuff. Not too much.
Yeah.
But some I do, but most I won't play. I'm not really into that.
That's a good thing about today is that there's so many different outlets. So if you don't want to listen to what's on the radio, you don't have to.
Exactly.
With the advent of like Pandora and YouTube, they'll kind of freak the algorithm for you. Exactly. There's gonna be stuff that you can't escape though. There's gonna be stuff like that new Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, so you ain't gonna be able to escape it.
Oh yeah, I know. Cardi B came with that one song with Bruno Mars. Every time I went to Pandora, that's like the first song they would play.
You know why? Because the algorithm said, because I don't know what you were listening to, but maybe like 90s hip hop, and that's what they were going for. They were going for that algorithm. So like anything 90s hip hop, they're gonna hear this shit. Exactly. That was their whole marketing was towards that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I either do 90s or early 2000s. That's like my
older 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Yeah.
2000. I try to stay in that area if I can. And underground. Yeah. And I do listen to underground music. A lot of underground music. So.
Yeah.
I love.
I'm like that too. I've been trying to discover new shit.
Yeah, I love doing that.
I like to discover new stuff. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, like you. I discovered you. Your homie hit me up, and I was just like, okay, let me check him out. So.
Right on. Hell yeah. No, I'm glad you like what you hear. So that one, yeah, that's gonna be a series. I'm gonna drop one every summer, and I already got like 34 of them done. So I'm gonna just do like 9 at a time. You know what I mean? Just little EPs. You know what I mean? For the like, I think the music sounds like summer. That's kind of what I was going for. That like real like kind of laid back.
And that's what we need because COVID took away the summer for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I had amazing summers growing up in LA, Venice Beach.
So when people listen to that, maybe they can like be taken away to summertime. Summer got taken.
That's the goal.
A bit. So
yeah, it's made with that in mind, actually. Yeah, give people the summer. You know what I mean? Because we're all locked in, and it's crazy too. Like going back home, my sister lives in Venice, and that was like like a big tourist, like it's grimy because they got gangs and shit. It used to be a lot grimier, but they got gangs and shit and all kind of shit in Venice. And there used to be a lot of activity going on out there. And they kind of, quote unquote, cleaned it up. And it was more touristy than ever before COVID. now at night it's like Skid Row. It's like tent city. There's homeless people everywhere.
Wow.
And so that kind of blew my mind. God damn. You know what I mean?
That's craziness.
Yeah.
COVID.
It looks like downtown LA now. Skid Row.
I know. Do you miss performing? I know since COVID you can't really perform. I don't know if you performed a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Because I just moved out here to Albuquerque from Oakland, and yeah, I was doing some gigs out there. I started getting the ball rolling on some gigs, but yeah. I mean, anyway, since I've been out here, I haven't performed. I've just been working on this stuff, and then COVID hit, so now ain't nobody really performing. I think drive-in movie theaters and drive-in concerts are going to be the new thing pretty soon.
It is. I think down here they already started that drive-in concert. You go to the movie theater, you just pay one price. How many people can fit in your car and then they show the performance on the screen.
Oh, on the screen?
Yeah, it's crazy. So
the artist isn't even doing it? Is he doing it live?
Exactly. I'm like, I go to YouTube for that.
That's not the same. I saw a meme and it was like a bunch of cars crashed together and it was like mosh pits in 2020.
That's crazy. And then I saw a post in some country where they have an outdoor performance, like the artist is on stage performing, but you get your own little VIP section, is raised up. You bring your own chairs, and like 4 people to a section, but they're all spread out 6 feet. And just like
kind of like the Dave Chappelle thing that he did. Did you see that? The Dave Chappelle he did like a small event, like a small performance.
You talking about his comedy special?
Yeah, but it's newer. It was like
no, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, okay. It's called what's it called? 8. It's like a number. It's like 817 or some shit like that. 8 something. Yeah, and he talks a lot. It's pretty heavy.
Oh, you talking about the one where you talked about the murder of that boy?
Yeah, he talks about the recent events and everything.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, that one is crazy, and how the number correlated to his life and all that. And I was just like, that's crazy.
But he had it kind of like sectioned off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's
that's how it's gonna have to be nowadays. It's
gonna have to get more intimate, I guess. Thank God for the internet.
Exactly. Now, speaking of that, are you gonna be streaming anytime soon? That's where it's at. A lot of artists, go live, perform.
Yeah, I'm working on a couple things. I got a buddy who owns a huge dispensary, a cannabis dispensary in LA.
Nice.
And it's this right here. I just got it tatted on my finger. He was giving that free tats as long as you got his company name. And this is my childhood friend. It's called Lico. And he wants to I have a series on my YouTube channel. It's called Security Guard Bars. When I used to work at a bank doing security, and it was so boring that I just started doing these videos on my phone and then editing them with jacked footage online. And they're called Security Guard Bars. I got 2 seasons of that, and he wants to have me do a show like that because he also bought a building across the street just for entertainment. It's called Lipco Entertainment.
Yeah.
So he wants me to do the security guard bars, but I'm, securing the weed. He's like, I get you a bulletproof vest, a gun, whatever you need. Just come down here and do your thing, man. I want to blow it up. So we're in the works about that. But since I'm in New Mexico, I'll probably have to rent out an office space and maybe get the logo, spray painted on the wall and create an ambiance like I'm there, and then do it from there. And that'll give me a platform to stream and all that other type of stuff. And hopefully I have some money behind it too, for
That'd
production.
That'd be dope.
I think it'll be dope. Yeah, it'll be dope.
Yeah, I know that's what it said. I read an article somewhere where it said that the music industry won't be fully functioning until 2022, they think.
Is that right?
They won't go back to normal 100%.
Yeah. I think now is a good time to, work on music, create, and, do what you can online. And then, then you have a full clip when it's time to get back out there.
I've interviewed a couple of young artists, like 21, 22 age, and they said they started rapping because of COVID.
I can see that. I can see how COVID spawned a lot of careers.
They're like, COVID hit, I didn't have nothing else to do, no job, so I became a rapper. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I wrote some of my best stuff while I was on house arrest. I was on house arrest way back in the day, and you know, got a little 4-track and a mic, and did a lot of stuff. None of it's out because it's so low quality. But
So when you have all these songs that you recorded, and you said some is out and some is not. Why are you holding on to it?
oh, a lot of it I don't have.
Oh, you don't have
A lot
it.
of it's gone. Yeah, it was like I'm talking about like 4-track tape cassette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't even have the masters to that stuff. But I took it all like it was just practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was practice, 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 and the stuff I did get to keep and record. The best stuff is on the frog tape. So if you want, like 15 years of Monk Mandino, and you want to see his progression from then to now, frog tape would be a good place to start. And then the several summers is like futuristic as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my producer, my cousin's about 21, so he's, his competitors are like the Metro Boomins and the Zaytobens and
Exactly.
because I keep up to date. I'm an old cat, but I keep up to date with who's popping.
Yeah, I will keep up with producers. If I don't get artists, I will keep up with producers. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The sound, because they're creating the sound. They're the sound. They're shaping the sound. So you gotta pay attention to them. DJ Mustards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are his competitors. So he's giving me a new fresh. It's like kind of like a resurrection. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mark Mandino, for stopping by U3. It's a pleasure to have dope artists who's doing dope things,
Yeah.
Before we let you go, let people know where they can check you and your music out. Give us your social media links.
Yeah, for sure. On Twitter is Monk Mandino. I have 2 Twitters, actually. I have one under the Monk McNasty handle as well. So you got Monk Mandino, Monk McNasty for the Twitter. Instagrams is Monk_Mandino. And you can get a lot of content on there. What else? SoundCloud, just go in there and type in Monk Mandino, and my SoundCloud pops up. And YouTube as well. Just type in Monk Mandino. Or you can go to the Google search bar and just type in Monk Mandino, and all my shit pops up. Google is my link. Just Monk Mandino.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and for the frog tape, if you want to, it's free on there. But if you want to give a donation, I'm not going to stop you. And that is Monk Mandino Music on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Yep.
You heard it straight from his mouth. Look him up. Google him, Mark Mandino. You can get the frog tape, like he said. Check that out. And then he's going to be having new music coming soon.
Very soon. And frog tape is also on all streaming platforms as well. Tidal, Apple, everything.
I would definitely check that out on Spotify and add that to my
Spotify too. Yes, please check it out.
I'm gonna check that out. You heard it straight from his mouth. Go ahead, look him up, look up his music. You will not be disappointed, especially if you love that West Coast sound like I do. Then you definitely gonna love his music. And this you go, DJ Baby Blue Diamond, and I am